Hey guys. So today has been quite productive. I've learned a lot in the last couple days. Like, the girls and I have been on phone calls and like chat rooms and talking to people for hours that are on the private side. And it has given me such clarity as to like what the frequency is, how you're supposed to approach things. But it also brings me back to the Humanitarian project that I've talked about for a while now. But like when I started to create mine, I knew the magnitude, but now that I'm like learning consumer law and trust law and it really blows my mind. Hold on, let me go get my drink. Oh wait, actually it's right here. You know, it's putting a different perspective. I have a different perspective, a different like gratitude towards it. And I do think that it is a spiritual, I have always thought that it was spiritual. And when I hear about like the Humanitarian and we're gonna get a call or an email and we're gonna go to the bank and we're gonna set up this account and we're going to, you know, have to pass through several like people that are going to be checking our energy, going to be checking our chakras. And that's why I talk so much to you guys about our chakras and keeping them aligned and keeping a higher frequency and things like that. I don't want to say these people are aliens, but kind of to what you would think or what you would presume would be. They are going to read your energy. And if you have a very dense energy, a very egotistical, greedy energy, I don't think you're going to pass. I don't think you're going to pass. Because the people that I'm talking to have said that while they were walking through their process, maybe somebody else has walked through their process, but they were coming at it at a very egotistical, like, frequency. It's dense, it's greed, it's Jezebel, it's Leviathan. Leviathan is very much a liar, you know, very much just manipulates, like they hold like the golden nuggets, or they hold the things that are very, very important to people that want to grow, but it's almost like those people don't want to see other people grow, so they hold back like knowledge, you know. I know some of the groups that I come across on TikTok are doing that, and I do understand that it's an exchange of energy. But again, if you're working with a spiritual realm and you're working with etheric energy, I would just think that if you're coming from a love energy or a love frequency, then they're going to understand that more. And then it's almost like you're clearing your karma. You know, it's almost like you're understanding that we are a collective, and I don't know. When we realize that we all rise together, if we all just help each other, is when we win. And, you know, the Humanitarian projects are, you know, pretty exciting. But when I began to create mine, it was with the understanding that other people could come in on my project, or other people could, you know, like if they wanted to come in as like a subcontractor and, you know, work under, but they're gonna finance this. When you get on the trust side of things and the Humanitarian project, I feel like it goes hand in hand. I feel like the Jasara thing is a collective, but then like Jasara Nasara is rolling out as I talk to you, but then you have the other side where it's some people think of this money in a heart center and they're like, oh my gosh, like now I have access to this, or I have a black card, or I have a white card, and those are open-ended credit cards. It's credits, right? So when you come up with your Humanitarian project and it is something set in stone and you present that to them, I feel like that also shows your heart center. You want to give back to humanity. You want to give back to the collective with your creativity, whatever you come up with to be creative. You know, I would like to open I would like to open a retirement, but like a property though, and have like tiny houses and nurses on staff that come around and, you know, they go from each house and that kind of stuff, and almost recreate their time frame, you know, play their music and, you know, that kind of thing. Because even if you can take an older generation and take that music, that frequency, again, it goes back to frequency, and you I was gonna say embed that into them again, then it rejuvenates, you know, it takes them back to that younger time and lifts the frequencies. So that would be my desire to put back into humanity, you know, and then say like you have a project and you would want to come in like with me. It's not under me or over me, it's with, you know. And I feel like when we come together as a collective to share our creativities that are from source, then again we win. So in saying that, with Jasara and then also QFS, which would be the quantum financial system, that is my thought of how we would get to our money, right? There's a misconception that it's just money, like the bills, dollar bills, right? Fiat. You can't pay debt with a debt, right? If fiat is a debt and we're paying a debt, we can't really do that. So at this point, we're being unlawful. We're acting, or we are behaving in dishonor, right? So that whole collapse will eventually happen because more and more people are waking up to the collective that understands this and sees the bigger picture, and, you know, can put all the puzzle pieces and that kind of stuff together, and then you create your reality. So, you know, with Jasara, I feel like it's already shown its face. You have QFS, which I feel like is going to be the banking system that it's going to be run through. Now, I have heard Bank of America and then Wells Fargo. Chase, I guess, had fallen off. I don't know if they got in trouble or like, I don't know, some contract, I don't know. But those are the three that I have heard, you know, that are on the list of promoting those particular banks. So when that happens, there's going to have to be a protocol, but think about the people that know about this, number one, but then number two, also the people that have a humanitarian project. Those are going to be the people that are brought to the head of the line, because think about all the people that don't know anything about this. I talk about Jasara and Nasara and I get deer in headlights. Or I talk about the trust fund or the Sestike Trust or anything like that, and I get deer in headlights. So if you are on this journey and you understand what I'm saying to you, then you're going to be pulled to the front of the line because you're already kind of mapped out. You're just ready for them, you know, to call you, really, literally. Or email you. They're going to contact you in some way. At this point, with the ones that have started the process of authenticating your birth certificate, some people say you don't have to. I don't know if you have to or not. I wanted to, just because I kind of felt like it was kind of cool to take back something, own something that is mine. But then on the flip side, it's not actually mine anyway, because the government was the one that issued the fictional identity to me anyway. So by making my name in all caps, but I'm just taking it back at this point and kind of saying, okay, well, or let me rephrase. Maybe it's not taking back. Let me just say that I'm aware of it now. So this is what you have me as. Okay, we're gonna run it with this, because I am from the Most High. I am a sovereign being from God, right? Right? We all agree? The government is the ones that created this fake entity for me, and then now I've been running my life underneath that name, that social, right? They gave me that. They gave my mom that, and then I got it. So all the stuff that the government is actually doing on their side, you're kind of acting in dishonor anyway. So it does get confusing, and it does get but you have to study. And look, I'm not the best reader. I don't like to read, But if it is something that I know that I'm working on and that I have to, I'm gonna have to take notes, I'm gonna have to listen to content creators. Educate yourself how you do, not how somebody else told you to learn something, right? So when QFS is announced, I feel like I've seen a TikTok that it looked like an ATM, but it had QFS on it, but I question it because I mean they could have put that, like somebody could have made that and then launched it. So I haven't seen anything with my own two visuals to like, is there actually a QFS ATM sort of machine out there? So, but once that happens, then they're gonna contact you, and if you're ready, like you have all your stuff together in your project, and like, hey, I've authenticated my birth certificate. Which here's the thing too. I wonder if they have. I'm sure that the people that are over all of this, or you know, like the flip, they know that there are people at their door. And I'm not saying in a hostile way. I'm just saying like there are people that are coming back going, I want my money. Again, it's not that, because that's going to go away too. You know, it's going to end up, it's your credits. So when you're asking for something or you're coming back to a company, you want to ask for your proceeds. What has my proceeds done? Show me those. What have you guys collected on the back end of this? I want to see that, you know, and then recontract with them. But the process that I started, I know you guys, I came out of the gate and I was like, this is this, it is a this is this, but there is a way to do it, and there is formats, and just there's ways. So the more you get down this rabbit hole, for all of my tinfoil hat wearing friends, you're gonna learn more and more. And I'm going to share something with you that did kind of shake me in this last three days. For all the people that have actually reached out, or I have reached out to them and then we have collaborated, it does shake me, because if you become reckless with this, or you have that greed kind of mentality, they will clip you off. So it makes my heart like, really, you know, like, because think about it, if this runs through the QFS system, they're gonna have eyes on you. They just dumped a shit ton, right? They just gave you access, either black card, white card, green card. I think there's another color. Now I'm regurgitating all of this from the conversations that I've had over the last couple days, which have shook me because I'm like, I do want everybody to wake up, and I do want everybody to win, but I don't think everybody's ready for this at all, you know? And if you had, like, think about for your own self, if you had an open-ended credit card, again, it's credits, not fiat. Fiat's debt. You can't pay debt with debt, right? What would you do with it? You know, would you get on the internet and show all your things? Because, you know, what is that? Think about when you think about fake book, what do you think about? All these people showing all these things, their beautiful homes, their boats, their cars, and it's a horrible, miserable existence inside those four walls, right? So I feel like whoever has to feel your intentions when it comes to money like this and responsibility, I feel like that's how they're going to accept or deny these people. You know, now you may get up to the thing and say, hey, you know, I have a humanitarian project. You have an alien type, you know, being, which is going to look human in the corner, or not even in the corner. I don't want, like, it's not going to be creepy. It's not a creepy thing, because I can feel you. I can feel your energy. You know, I can feel your intentions. So think about somebody that was trained to do that, or has just more power than I do in that area, you know, that can read your thoughts of what you're saying, you know, or thinking. You know, you're sitting there in the room with that banker about to, or even the feds. Like, I want the feds to show up at my house. Please, yes, because I want that black, white, green, whichever one. I want to help humanity. And it makes me, this final key that I found through all of my tinfoils, all the rabbit holes and all the stuff that I put on social media, this was the kick that I guess solidified everything that I've researched. And then for the last like 3 days, just talking to people that they know their shit, you know, and don't get distracted in the 3D world. Don't get distracted, or try not to, you know, correct yourself, govern yourself differently, you know, make time for your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Like, think about it. When you get up in the morning to screaming kids, and then you're, you know, maybe at work with, you know, your employees and just whoever's in and out of wherever you work, and then you're back, you have to get your kids, and then you're back home, and now you have your husband, and then you're just wiped for the day. You didn't really give yourself time to think, digest, or any of that day, you know? So purging those things that you need to purge is vital. And just like I can feel the people's energy around me and like their intentions, same things for these people that are going to interview you. Or even if you're writing something, say you're writing a cover letter of an instruction or whatever you're writing to the person on the other side, write it as you would. That's the biggest thing that I see on TikTok is templates. And people always want to like, I understand like if you sharing is caring, I get that. Share your templates, but at least have like another template to go off of, so that like, because I put some up on my TikTok, or no, my Pinterest. So I'll take, like, I'll have three templates up, and I'll take maybe the top part because I liked how they wrote that out. Like like how they addressed the person, how they formatted down here. I was, you know, put all my things, right? And maybe on the next template, I liked the opening, the header, like how did they start that off? Because I don't have good grammar, as you can tell, and I don't know where the comma goes. So for me to be able to speak what I'm thinking, it's hard. So I try to take other things from like clips and pieces of what I would want to say. Don't just take the template from somebody and regurgitate the entire thing, because again, what if Tammy on the other side keeps getting that particular template? You don't want to flag yourself. 2, you don't want to like jam up the system now, because what if they like change things, or now they change things because you kept sending the same damn template, you know? So just make sure that you're coming to them, to anybody, corporation, whatever, in a very heart center, you know, be grounded, stay on your root, but stay in your heart center too, because they're going to vibrationally feel that from you, you know? And I noticed at first when I was writing my letters, it was kind of like, oh, hi, you know, I was kind of sheepish because I didn't understand the power that I held, or I didn't understand how to approach the person. You know, I mean, shit, I'm a people pleaser, and I didn't even know how to approach the bullies in my life. I just let them walk over me. So at this point now I don't want to say battling, but I'm bringing awareness to this huge corporation. I'm such a peon. Like, I'm a peasant to them. So now I'm going, shit, I have to communicate with them, and I don't even communicate well. So how do I do this? You know, so I tried to learn the way that I learn, you know, and I've gotten pretty far on some of the things, but the one thing that I'm struggling on is the remittance. And I follow several creators that I have worked their process, and I've done it that way, right? And sometimes you'll hear about people getting remedy, or you'll hear about, you know, that kind of stuff. Some people, there's another creator that does drop his, like, the receipts. If he did this, he shows his receipts at the end, and I like that. Show receipts. If you're gonna say it, you need to show it, you know? So I like him. But then there's another guy that he has classes and all the things, but then he's, to me, he's coming at it from a very greedy viewpoint, a very egotistical viewpoint, you know? And that is, a lot of this is public knowledge, you guys. It's all public knowledge. And I understand, like, we didn't know even what to look for. We didn't even know what some of the things were, right? Totally get that. Me too. Me too. But to charge for something that is public knowledge and not walk through the process or not help set up, I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people that have said that they've sent this much money to this person, or they've cashed out this person $500, whatever. And the person never got back to them, or now the person that's talking to me going, I don't have any extra money to keep, you know, asking people to help me, paying people to help me. Can you help me? You know, so no, I don't charge for my knowledge. I don't feel like I should. I feel like universe, the Most High, will grant me, you know, like if I'm clearing karma, let that help me clear some karma. You know, if I'm holding on to energy cords, let that help me cut some of them. You know, like look, you know, it's a gambling world out here. So, but yes, I will help you. If I don't get back to you, also realize that I'm an empath and I do feel energy, and I can feel the demons inside your intentions. So, you know, if I skip over you or if I block you, then I mean there's that. But let me know. I'm supposed to go, what time is it? 5:55? I'm supposed to go live at 7 o'clock on TikTok. So if you guys want to join me over there, Tanika and Elena and I will be going live. At this point, you guys, I'm really scared to share. Hold on. I'm really scared to share a lot of this with you guys. One, not that it's not a real thing, but two, I know some of y'all's hearts. And I don't know, you know, because like this is live. I'll put this video up on my YouTube, and I know that I have my haters watching me right now. I don't feel like they deserve anything from me, anything of my knowledge at all, my wisdom, none of it, because all they do is regurgitate it and then shit on it. And I just don't feel like I should be able to or have to share this. And then also for my protection, when the feds show up at my house, you know, I will ghost. But when you're battling against these companies, understand that you're going to get pushback, and you're going to get a lot of, like, I feel like sometimes they cast fear, you know, because they've put us in such this indoctrinated mindset that, you know, like they have more money. They could do whatever they want to do. You know, and it does put a little fear into my heart to think that I have to come against, you know, these bigger companies, but we do have rights. And if we play the cards properly, which I do feel like I play my cards properly, at times, no, but those are losses to make me better, stronger. But I do feel like I govern my life a lot differently now. It's crazy. This chick got clipped off because she just, and that's the thing too. Like I you know me, I will run off at the mouth. But if they come to my door and I mean, I guess if they tell me that I have to sign an NDA, I will absolutely. For the black card or the white card or the green card, credits, open-ended credits, yes, because like even now, I love humanity. I love to pay it forward. I love to, you know, just give, because I feel like that's what we're supposed to do. But that would give me an open-ended, I wouldn't have to think about anything. You know, like, well, I need to budget, and like I only, you know, so, and then because I can feel you. So if I come across somebody that has like a very open, like they're just, damn, just maybe just SOL for that day, and I can come in and like help them or you know, even be, I want to almost be like a silence. I don't want credit. I almost, you know how the people will go up to, in like grocery stores and they'll put their card in and then they pay for the whole thing and they just walk out. Like I want that. I want that. And, it'll be nice. And then there's so many people that have come to this conclusion with the humanitarian projects that have beautiful just layouts, detailed layouts of what they want to do with it. And it's nice to be on this kind of frequency because it's a higher higher frequency. It's a happier frequency. It's a grateful and I don't know. It's just, if you know, you know. Yeah. Donna knows. Yeah. you know, and I think a lot of us realized that there was a lot of things that were wrong with the government, but we didn't feel or overstand that we actually do have the power. We actually do hold a lot of weight in the big game. So, the ones that I don't want to say are strong enough, but the ones that, you know, are the black sheep that, you know, will call people out for their bullshit. You know, I feel like they're going to be the first in line. And that also says in the Bible, you know, the last will be first. And I think through my journey and this even last year from, you know, my divorce and all the things, it's a wave of knowledge that I knew was going to come, but I knew that I had to get out of something before it came. So now that I'm in it and I see the wave and I'm just riding it, because it's like, you know, you have to surrender to the Most High and you have to just authentically go, okay, like I'm going to start to learn. Well, I'm going to learn to use my boundaries and use my voice, use what God gave me, right? And we have a lot of traumas which dictate maybe how we talk, or it dictates our body language, or it dictates how we govern ourselves in the world. So at this point, in this new chapter, you govern yourself differently, which means you're going to orchestrate what you allow and what you won't during this time, right? It's scary. But it's nice though too, because then you have like, you know that throughout the day there's going to be little tests to see, like, did you pass that? Did you understand the task? You know, did you understand what the person was doing on the other side to maybe trigger you or maybe set you into motion to use your brain? You know, how did you react? What did you do? Because my biggest flaw was people always, I don't know why they like would always say some slick shit to me, right? Always. I don't know, it was so out of pocket, and I'm just like, I would always choke. I'm like, you know, I don't caught me off guard every time. You know, and I knew that about myself, but then I also thought, okay, like I really have to either come up with scenarios of what I think, like certain people, you have certain people in your life that you can pretty much predict what they're about to do, right? So come up with scenarios of what you would say to them if they said this, you know, and then just as you start to perfect that, then you start to use that same, I don't want to say a game, but it's taking up for yourself. It's setting your boundaries and going, okay, I know that this person is about to come back at me with some dumb shit. And typically I choke on it because, you know, like, I don't know. For me, I don't think about just walking up to somebody and just saying just what, you know, or I don't know. That's not my fabric. Sorry. But I always choked. And it bothered me because then whenever I would get in my car or then whenever I would get home, I would think about 1,000 things of how I should have responded. And a lot of times because I wasn't ready for that ambush, I would end up just cussing them out, just going straight to the trailer park and fuck you, blah, 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 you know, just, I'm like, damn. And then I went on the way home, then I'm like, wow, I was kind of aggressive. We need to learn how to talk a little better. We need to communicate a little better, which also require boundaries. So I didn't have those either. So at this point, I govern myself differently, but you know, when the QFS and like a lot of it has already played out. A lot of it is right here. It's still in your face. Like when I talk to people about Jasara and Nasara, they always, well, I haven't seen it. What do you mean level the playing field? No, it hasn't. I'm like, you know, and then there's not enough hours in the day for me to explain to them for the last like so many years this has been unfolding. You know, the Twin Towers, all the things. Now we have the Twin Towers in question. Then we have like all this other stuff that it literally is in question. The moon, the moon landing, which I remember actually having that thought. So when it came across my TikTok and I found like somebody said, who was the one that used a landline to talk to, was it Roosevelt? Used a landline to talk to the moon, but we have to have cell phones to talk to the moon. You know, like we were under a spell of illusion like no other. So now that it's all coming down, that's the matrix. That's that spell of illusion. When you go through shadow work and you're going through, you know, like figuring out the skeletons in your closet, right? Start with your closet first and then go to the people around you. Then go to like, that's where I was at. I was like me first and then who's around me, my table, right? My ex, had to get rid of him too. Then I went to the monetary system because I'm like, I need to see all the things. Who is all screwing me over? You know, because if I'm strong enough to go and discard the people in my life that I absolutely loved at one time, now I'm able to, I don't want to say discard, but battle, not even battle. I can actually communicate with the companies that, hey, I understand that you're screwing me over, and I want my proceeds. I want what is owed to me. Now, whether or not you didn't send me the right forms for me to fill out, whatever. At this point, I know. So here's my form, you know, and then they have to do something with it. So my thing with that is I was strong enough to go, you know, battle myself, go through my shadows. Then I was strong enough to battle my family, go through their shadows. And then now I'm strong enough to battle these companies and go through their shadows. But what scares me is the court process. I have been in and out of court due to like exes and traffic tickets and things like that. So I can't say that I do know it, but I know of it. But now I'm coming from a point of view of being the attorney, and that scares me, you know, so, because I don't know where the comma goes, and I don't, you know, just, but I'm learning. You learn every day. So, but I love you guys. If you want to jump on, it's 6:08. The girls have been messaging, and I'm about to go live on TikTok. So I love you guys, and always meet me on the flip side.